Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm so happy you stopped by, and I hope you're having a great day. Nostradamus is a name that pretty much everyone has heard of at some point. He was born somewhere between the 14th and the 21st of December, 1503. He lived in France and was a French astrologer, physician, and had a reputation for being a seer. He was best known for his book Les Propheties, a collection of 942 writings allegedly predicting future events. The book was first published in 1955. His family was originally Jewish but converted to Catholic Christianity before he was born. He studied at the University of Avignon and was forced to leave after just over a year when the university closed due to an outbreak of the plague. He had his first marriage in 1531, but his wife and two children died in 1534, another plague outbreak. He fought alongside doctors against the plague before remarrying to Anne Ponsarde, with whom he had 6 children. He wrote an almanac for 1550 as a result of its success and continued writing them for future years as he began working as an astrologer for various wealthy patrons. Catherine de' Medici became one of his foremost supporters. When Les Propheties was published in 1555, it relied heavily on historical and literary precedent and initially received mixed reception. He suffered severe gout toward the end of his life and eventually developed edema, and he died on the 2nd of July, 1566. In the years since, his Les Propheties has attracted many supporters, and allegedly he has predicted many world events. Now, he was one of 9 children, by the way, in his family. And so he had an interesting and obviously a very highly educated upbringing. So when he was 14 years old when he entered the University of Avignon to study, grammar and geometry and arithmetic, music, and astronomy. He was forced to leave, of course, when they closed their doors. So he was invited by Julius Caesar, a leading Renaissance scholar, to come to Agen. There he married a woman of uncertain name who bore him 2 children. Okay, this was back when they died. On his return in 1545, he assisted a prominent physician, Louis Sierre, in his fight against a major plague outbreak in Marseille, and then tackled further outbreaks of the disease in his own Salon de Provence. So he was not only a physician, but he was an astrologer, a father, and he had an interesting life. Now, this is interesting that he took a path down to occultism. So he had another visit to Italy, and he began to move away from medicine and toward the occult. Following popular trends, he wrote an almanac for 1550, and for the first time in print, Latinizing his name to Nostradamus. He was so encouraged by the almanac's success that he decided to write 1 or more annually. Together, they are known to have contained over at least 6,338 prophecies, as well as at least 11 annual calendars, all of them starting on January 1st, as is sometimes supposed in March. It was mainly in response to the almanacs that the nobility and other prominent persons as far away soon started asking for horoscopes and psychic advice from him, though he generally expected his clients to supply birth charts on which these would be based, rather than calculating them himself as a professional astrologer would have done. When obliged to attempt this himself on the basis of published tables of the day, he frequently made errors and failed to adjust the figures for his client's place and time of birth. He then began to project a writing of a book of 1,000 mainly French quatrains, which constitute the largely updated prophecies which he's most famous for today. He was feeling vulnerable and the opposition and religious grounds, however, he devised a method of obscuring his meaning of Virgilianized syntax, word games, a mixture of other languages such as Greek, Italian, Latin, for technical reasons connected with their publication in 3 installments. Oh, so he tried to kind of use wordplay or word games to get around some of the judgments that he was that was projected his way. So these quatrains in the lay Propheties had a mixed reaction when they were published. Some thought he was evil or insane. Catherine de Medici, the wife of King Henry II of France, was one of Nostradamus's greatest admirers. After his almanacs for 1555, which hinted at unnamed threats to the royal family, she summoned him to Paris to explain them and to draw up horoscopes for her children, and at the time he feared that he would be beheaded. But at the time of his death in 1566, Catherine had made him counselor and physician in ordinary to her son, the young King Charles IX of France. Since the accounts of Nostradamus' life that he was afraid of being persecuted for hearsay by the Inquisition, neither prophecy nor astrology fell in this bracket, and he would have been in danger only if he practiced magic to support them. In 1538, he came in conflict with the church in Agen. After being inquisitor, visited the area looking for anti-Catholic views. His brief imprisonment at Marignane in late 1561 was solely because he violated recent royal decree publishing his 1562 almanac without prior permission of the bishop. So I found the lay prophecies, and I want to read you just a little bit of it because it's fascinating. So this is the preface, and I'm only going to just read a little bit. Greetings and happiness, Caesar Nostradamus, my son. So let me get down here where he says, and since the Almighty's will that you were not born here in this region, and I do not want to talk of the years to come, but the months during which you will struggle to grasp and understand the work I will have compelled to leave you after my death, assuming it will not be possible for me to leave you such clearer writing as may be destroyed by the injustice of the age, 1555, the key to the hidden prediction which you will inherit will be locked inside my heart. The keys are locked inside his heart. Also bear in mind that the events here described have not yet come to pass, and all is ruled and governed by the power of the Almighty God, inspiring us not by Bacchic frenzy or by enchantments, but by astronomical assurances. Predictions have been made through the inspiration of the divine will alone and the spirit of prophecy in particular. Oh my God. So that is like psychic combined with astrology. On numerous occasions, over a long period of time, I've predicted specific events far in advance, attributing all to the workings of the divine power and inspiration. Wow. Together with the fortunate and unfortunate happenings foreseen in their full unexpectedness, which will have already come to pass in various regions of the earth. Yet I have wished to remain silent and abandon my work because of the injustice not only of the present time, the Inquisition, but also for the most of the future, I will not commit to writing, since the governments, sects, and countries will undergo such sweeping changes diametrically opposed to what now obtains that were I to relate events to come, those in power now, monarchs, leaders of sects and religions, would find those so different from their own imaginings that they would be led to condemn what later centuries will grow to see and understand. Bear in mind also our Savior's words. Do not give anything holy to the dogs, nor throw pearls in front of pigs, lest they trample them with their feet and turn on you and tear you apart. For this reason I withdrew my pen and paper, because I wish to amplify my statement touching the vulgar advent by means of an ambiguous comments about the future causes, even those closest to us and those I have perceived, so that some human change may come to pass, not all unduly scandalize delicate sensibilities. The whole work is thus written in a nebulous rather than plainly prophetic form. Woo! You have these hidden things from the wise. This is weird. So most of this is not committed to writing, but it's in his heart. Oh man, this is going to be great. Oh, I can't wait to get the cards out. Let's go ahead and pull some cards on this. This is just fascinating. All right. The first thing I'm going to ask was, did Nostradamus have did he have an accurate way of predicting the future? I'm just going to ask the tarot cards. The tarot cards never lie. They just can be misinterpreted by those who are not really familiar with them. He had a system. This row of cups is a system. He had a system. I'm going to see if I can get my camera. There's a little bit of glare sometimes, and I want you to be able to see the cards as clear as possible. So he did have a system. He had a system, and he felt pretty confident about it. And this is closed. When you close your arms, it's your body language that you're protecting yourself. And also, it's a veil. He couldn't even release what he wanted to in his writings because of the period that he was in. He was tapping into information far beyond his years. Oh, this is astrology. She's got the 12 sun signs on her head. And so he's indicating that the time for fruition. Okay, so this is the Empress and her creativity. She plants all these seeds, and then the fruits of her labors happen. And this is like when the wheat grows, or, it's like the fruits of your labor. She's very patient. But this is the 12 astrology stars. So he used astrology. Did he use anything else, any psychic powers to also predict his future? Ooh. So he used his mind, like his thinking mind, but notice the angel in the chair. So he had a guide, and he could have had telepathy. So there he is. He's using different systems. He's using ancient teachings. So he's using some ancient systems, ancient numerology, astrology, He's using ancient numerology, astrology, and also connecting with a guide or something. So how do we access the information that's locked in his heart? There he is. He comes out as the Queen of Cups. Oh my gosh, I'm thinking about this. It's locked in his heart. Covered by a fish, which represents Christianity, which is very interesting. And there's the fish again. What are you telling me, Nostradamus? What are you telling me? Oh, Christianity. Wait a minute. Did Christianity take your work, some of your work? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Because I'm noticed with the fish, and then the next card is the fish. Are you telling me that Christianity took some of your teachings? Is that true? That would be bizarre. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow. That's just weird. Okay. Is that like probably the book of Revelations maybe is based on your information, I'm thinking, because that's predictions of the future? He's very happy to be here. I almost feel like I'm going to grab another deck to communicate with him. So, Nostradamus. This is my steampunk deck. I'm going to bring this up just a little. Nostradamus, I want to communicate with you. Is there a way to, first of all, the predictions that you did put in writing in lay prophecies, are those accurate? Were you at least able to put the accurate prophecies in? Ooh, yeah, your time was fighting. You could have easily been killed for putting this information out. It looks like he was threatened. Look at him standing there, and he's being threatened because the people in power don't want that information out. Because if it's out, that means people can change the future. When you know about it, you can do something about it and you can change it. So that was his plan. See his plan, his writings. He put his writings in an organized fashion so that people could, create a plan to change what was going to happen. And here he is with these books. So what are you telling me about the books, Nostradamus, that, the keys are outside of the book? Oh my God. He actually said in his statement that the key was in his heart, and then here's the keys, and they're outside of the book. Oh, you are going to send me on a mission. Do you realize that, Nostradamus? You are going to send me on a mission. So what am I supposed to do with? I know now that you said, yes, indeed, the keys are outside the book. You couldn't put them in the book because those in power want what's in those keys. Why? What's in those keys? Why would those in power want what's in those keys, what's in your heart that you took with you to the grave? Why? Four of Wands. This is using spiritual concepts. This is spiritual concepts. The Four of Wands. The 4 is a structure. The number 4 is a structure. It's structures of spiritual concepts. Okay. This is probably going to be so far above my head. That would lead them to so they lead through fear. So they can have power. This is power, but it's evil power. So why do they want the keys? Well, they want the keys wands are future oriented. They want to be able, and the 4, they want to be able to control. See, put people in this little box here. They want to be able to control, and they'll control through fear, through the devil, use it for evil. Those in power want to use it for evil. No wonder you didn't put it in writing anywhere, because you were in an age where it would have been dangerous. So it's safely kept in the stars. That's astrology. Is it? Oh God, I know I can't say this out loud, but can you give me a hint? Can you give me a hint that I would understand about if anyone on the planet can access what's in your heart, this information? Can anyone on the planet access the keys which are in your heart? Oh, this is going to be it. Yes, that's the Chariot. Oh my God. This just makes me want to go on a mission. Except if he couldn't put it in writing, no one can put it in writing, because anything that's in writing is, especially now, they monitor everything you put in writing. Everything is monitored. All right. Is there a way that a person can tap into those keys, never put it in writing, and influence the future? This is going to be it, guys. This is the golden question. I don't know if I should use steampunk for this or if I should use something else. Is there a way to utilize the information or the keys that are in your heart, Nostradamus, and not put it in writing anywhere and influence the future? Queen of Wands, spiritual woman. This is your psychic woman. This is your spiritual woman. This is your psychic woman, the Queen of Wands, working with the spiritual realm. Absolutely. And more than likely, it's a woman. He will release it to a woman over a man. Not that he's discriminating against any men, but he wants to find the right woman with a high spiritual level of integrity. And then, as long as she never commits it to writing, she can utilize the keys. Look at how observant she is. She'll get the keys and she'll start changing the future, and no one will know. No one will know. She's got long hair. Oh, we don't want to describe her. Never mind. I didn't say that. She's connected to horses. I don't want to give any hints away. This is going to be interesting. Nostradamus, is there anything else that you want to say about these keys? Three of Wands. This is the foreign land. This is my card of the foreign land. And, you know, to keep watching for signs. 3 lanterns. 3 lanterns. And are we, Nostradamus, should we like be, I feel like I need to read your entire book that you wrote. Would that be valuable to me to read your entire book that you wrote, Lay Prophetess? Yes. Oh God, look at all the numbers. Oh, and numerology and the cycles of the planet. Gotcha. This is numbers, numerology. Oh, this makes sense to me. Something's starting to click right now. Everything on the planet is numerical. So that's why astrology, that's why your planets they all rotate numerically. This, you know, don't you ever wonder how fascinating it is that the earth and the sun can rotate perfectly so that we always have 24 hours in a day? And you know what I mean? Wouldn't you think like, whoops, it would speed up and all of a sudden daylight would come like 5 hours early or something would, you know, it's perfect. It's a perfect system. And look there's a planet in the middle. There's some kind of a planet in the middle. I think we're supposed to pay attention to a planet that's coming. This is numerical formulas, and this is the order of things. And it feels like this could even be Earth, and this a planet, and numerology is affecting the Earth. And he had figured it out. He had figured out the divine code that so many people, he was way beyond his time. Nostradamus, were you a time traveler? Because this feels like you came out of something and you time traveled. Were you a time traveler? Wait, I got to get a different deck. I'm going to grab, I don't know, I'm just going to grab the closest one here. Nostradamus, I'm going to put this away. Were you a time traveler? Nostradamus, were you a time traveler? Look at that look. Maybe. Why do I say maybe? Are you keeping a secret again? Because he's holding on to something. Yes, you are. These 2 cards. See, he's clutching this information because he doesn't want you to know, because he's being watched. He's being watched. He's being watched. Can they get you? Can they track you down even as a time traveler? Can they track you down? Wow. Oh, there's 2 cards here. Oh, if this isn't the time traveling card, guys, I don't know what is. Whoosh, coming into the window of a new time. Shoo, coming in, see that? And then can they catch you? They can calculate out. They can look at how calculating that is. They can calculate out potentially where he is, and this guy has to sneak around. See, he's sneaking in. He has to keep sneaking around. What is there more going on in this world than we realize? Ace of Pentacles is my yes card, and this is a big yes. Ace of Pentacles. There's more going on in this world than what we realize. So Nostradamus, I'm in my theory, you can believe what you want. He was a time traveler. So I actually think he went to the future, came back, wanted to write it down. But I think that at the time, you know, he said the Inquisition. Boy, if this doesn't make me read his book, I'm going to put the link to where I found his book in the description of the YouTube video. So any of you who want to go read his book, I think that you might want to read it, because I think there's going to be hints in there. And I mean, I am definitely going to read it. Oh boy, a lot of the poems are in French. You might have to look for it. This is all in French. We'll have to look for an English. Oh wait, there are some. There are some English translations in here. All right. I think there's English translations in here. We need to just read his book. And those of you who, feel drawn to his work, read it, study it. I feel like it's time for us to know more about Nostradamus. I really do. Is there some important period coming up on our planet? Is something important coming up? And we can't see it. Oh my God. So we can't see it. We're not able to see it. Okay, what do we have to know about it? What do we have to know? I felt like something important was coming up. What do we have to know about it, Nostradamus? Turmoil's coming and trapped. Look she's trapped in a net. She's caught in a net. Is that the Matrix? Nostradamus, is this the Matrix? All the webbing? All that webbing. Is that a Matrix? Are you trying to tell me there's a Matrix? I need to watch the movie The Matrix. I never watched it. I'm going to have to watch it now. The Four of Swords. Look, he's levitating. Levitating. We're asleep. Wait a minute. We're asleep. Do we need to wake up? Oh, so we're asleep. What does that mean? We're asleep and we're levitating. I don't know what that means. He's probably being very careful with what he's communicating to me. The Knight of Swords. It's always being watched. This is like even watching even when humans aren't there. It's almost like they can watch you even in the spirit realm because all these birds are up. It's not on Earth. It's almost like you're being watched even in the spiritual realm, which seems a little weird to me. Or some other realm, some other life form. There's some other life form. Okay, and here it is, Ace of Cups. Yes. Okay, so he's saying yes, not watched in the spiritual realm necessarily, but watched in by other beings. And then here's a card with fish in it. There's no people in this, and there's, this isn't a real person. Something's going on here. This is fascinating. Oh God, he's going to give us the key. Oh my God. You're giving us the key to unlock the box. Yes, yes, freaking yes. We're going to get the key. Oh, there's going to be more Nostradamus coming up. But you guys, I didn't prepare enough for this. I just thought, I would just do kind of a surfacey reading. Now I'm realizing I need to read his book. I need to get my hands on more information. There's more to come. I don't want to leave you with a cliffhanger. But there is something coming. And we're going to get the key. Oh, we're going to get the key. All right. There is more Nostradamus coming. And do your research. Put in the comments anything that you find. Let's do this all together as a group, should we? Let's all go on a Nostradamus research, all of us together. And maybe you'll find something out, or you'll find an interesting website or an interesting video. And let's all piece it together. He's ready to release the keys now. Something important is coming. Let's go for it. I can't hardly wait. Thanks for joining my channel. We're going to have, I'll probably rename this Nostradamus Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. Let's just keep going. We're going to get the key. We're going to get the key. I'm super excited about this. Thanks everybody for being on my channel.